Hey, check this out. This is the Spyderco MT40. And that's not steel. This blade was actually injection molded high impact ceramic. My client reached out to a bunch of people to try to get a sharper edge on it. No one wants to touch it. This material is straight up alien in the sharpening community. Every purchase of a Spyderco MT40 Mule Team blade comes with this letter right here. I had an idea. Why just start with CBN and diamond? Let's see how this material reacts with everything. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the letter and see what Spyderco has to say. Go ahead and skip ahead to 1 minute 45 seconds if you want to dive into the fun. Oh yeah, I've got an entire gauntlet set up here. In this video, we're gonna be running a tournament against this blade. We've got aluminum oxide, ceramic, cubic boron nitride, and diamond. In this video, we're gonna find out, do these abrasives sharpen this material, or does HIC destroy these abrasives? Let's grind. First thing I'm gonna do is just check and make sure I got the right angle. Laser knife edge reader measured around 24. Boy, we hardly even scratched the Sharpie off. There we go. Well, I think I'm gonna play it safe and just go a little bit steeper than the existing. Exactly 25 degrees. The factory angle is roughly 24. Grind time. Might help if we put some water in here. Oh boy, I can already see material coming off the stone. So this knife cost my customer less than a couple $100, but it's not a knife you can go and buy right now. So there's scarcity with this. So to play it safe, I'm gonna match the factory angle. I learned after the fact that my client had actually sharpened it. So when you hear me discuss 24 as factory angle, that's not the case. Not necessarily. My customer could have changed the angle himself. So just keep that in mind. And I want to thank Gerst Blade Works. They're the ones that sent this knife in. Amateur knife maker, knife modder, super cool guy. And he gave me full permission to do some experimentation on this knife. If it wasn't for him, this video wouldn't be possible. He actually has a YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and link that channel in my description and comments below. Go check him out. So you can see we made some material changes, almost exactly a degree higher than the existing one, but look at that chipping. Tormek SG-250, graded for roughly 800. I reduced the angle a smidge. No immediate sign. Oh, never mind. We have stone particle present. So it is cutting the stone. So if you came across this video because you're looking for ways to sharpen ceramic, this material is different than your standard white ceramics. High impact ceramic has a significantly higher density with fewer microscopic voids within it. So this is said to make it 2 times more durable and resistant to shattering over ceramic knives. But I just want to make that known, because the way you sharpen a traditional ceramic is likely going to be different than this blade here. And stick around and you'll see more of what I mean. Going into this project, and after reading Spyderco's letter, I was confident that we would have some success with CBN or diamond. You can see here after the 2 aluminum oxide runs, I mean, just really rough looking edge there. A lot of microchipping. Feels extremely dull to the touch. That also may have something to do with the steep angle, or absolutely does. Look at that. That's all the material from the stone that was taken off. So this is a 3M Cubitron ceramic belt. I was excited to try this one off, but almost immediately realized I was just destroying my belt. And I thought it would be cool at least to go through, attempt to sharpen with each of these materials, and then do some close-ups so everybody could see the results and what takes place on the apex after each one. And yeah, if you pay close attention, you'll start to notice the center of the belt just starts wearing out. And I had red dust everywhere. But this was definitely one of the more jagged. This also was grit 120. So definitely not a winner here. Brand new Silicon Carbide belt, grit 600. Watch this. I kind of felt something changing. Hard to explain. The feedback had changed. It felt clean, so I added a little bit of speed and a little less pressure here. And the results on this one were quite interesting. This was without a doubt the cleanest cut I had gotten at this point. Silicon Carbide, grit 600. Look at that. Very little microchipping. And this is where I thought this is where my confidence was at. Based off of everything I had read from Spyderco, CBN or Diamond, this was going to be the winner. So we'll go edge trailing. Edge trailing, why? Man, some of my comments, you can only grind a blade one direction. Everybody thinks that edge leading is the end all be all, but nonetheless, I'm able to apply much less pressure when grinding edge trailing, and the water actually can kind of lift the blade up. It reduces some of the weight of the knife. So I was certain this was going to be my winner right here. And we'll go grit 1200. That way we have the least amount of teeth and we can control the breaking, the fracturing of this apex. And yeah, my exposure was blown out on this one, but you can see no dice. And then what I thought would be the final boss, Diamond Grit 600, brand spanking new belt too, very expensive belt. At this point, we are absolutely defeated. Nothing is working. Silicon Carbide came the closest, but still we weren't, even at 22 degrees, we ended up coming down to 22 degrees. Even at 22 degrees with a steel blade, I can rip through U-line paper really well when I get a good edge on it. So we turned to the internet to look for as much information as we could on high impact ceramic. There's actually, I had no luck finding an actual sharpening video on it. I'm sure one's hiding out there somewhere. If you know where it's at, I would, please let me know in the comments, because even in hindsight, I would love to learn more. My wife and I did some research, and this is where everything changed. This is where we discovered that you cannot sharpen this material. What's happening is you're trying to control the fracture process. This is not steel, it's not ductile. You just can't cut it like you can steel. What you do is you're fracturing the material. So you need to be able to control that. And shout out to TS Prof. They sent us this machine, this Pioneer kit for free. Great little machine when you need ultimate control. And big thank you to my wife, Tanya, who spent hours. Check this out. Edge trailing only strokes, spraying water for lubrication in between every single stroke, taking some of the pressure off, actually lifting the stone a little bit as she goes on each one, Grit 1000 diamond, wiping in between every single pass. Why? We want to make sure that no ceramics building up, because we want to really control that fracturing process right there on the tip of the apex. Hours of this, folks, hours. She was successful at reducing the microchipping. They are under a jeweler's loop at the highest power. You could barely see some of the fractures. But after all of this and going to these extreme details to try to discover sharpness on high impact ceramic, we failed. We did not achieve it. I will always wonder if we could have done it at 15 degrees per side, but I don't think we would ever see the level of sharpness that we can achieve with steel. I want this experience to hopefully supply someone out there with some value should this material be in front of them right now. Here's my recommendation. Work your way down towards 15 degrees. I'm going to recommend starting at 17 degrees per side. You can use silicon carbide to fracture the material quickly and clean the cleanest way you can. After that, you're going to pivot over to diamond. Edge trailing only, you need some kind of lubrication. You're going to want to definitely clean in between each stroke like we're doing. Maybe not each, you could probably get away with a couple. And you're likely going to have to go all the way down to like a 1/4 micron with diamond. I don't know the preferred media to carry that diamond, whether it be leather or something else. But nonetheless, if someone does watch this video and they end up finding a way to get this material sharp and I helped a little bit, please let me know in the comments, because I'll always be curious how to sharpen high impact ceramic. All right, so I'm going to be real with you guys. I did not get the results I wanted. I used every pro level tool and abrasive I have in this shop. Aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, ceramic, belts, wheels, diamond. Tanya, my wife, even spent hours, minimum 2 hours, on the TS Prof, edge trailing, using water as a lubricant, wiping in between each stroke to reduce microfracturing, and this is what we got. Yeah. Here's the reality of high impact ceramic that no one is talking about, okay? This cannot be sharpened. It's not sharpenable. I don't care how long you've been sharpening, who you are, you're not sharpening this. Hot take. Listen, this is pressure flaking. Shout out to AZN on the Sharpeners Discord. Hear me out. Obsidian, arrowhead. On the microscopic level, you're inducing controlled failure of the material with every single pass of the stone. Spyderco, you all sold this to the market and asked for community feedback. Well, guess what? Here it is. Ball in your court. I used every single pro level abrasive tool that I have in my shop, and guess what? I'm out at least $50 in abrasives. My question, are you guys gatekeeping some protocol or some industrial abrasive that we don't even know about and just decided to send us all some unsharpenable, unpressure-flakeable blade? If high impact ceramic comes across your bench or comes through your shop, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Just say no. Unless you got a week to spend trying to figure out how to pressure flake and are willing to blow through all your abrasives. And just so you all are aware, we knew what we were getting into here. But my curiosity, the challenge, I had to accept. I'm all about precision before profit. And this was a passion project. I had to have the experience. And I wanted to take you along with me. And to show you my thanks, we're doing a giveaway. We got a brand new KSAG5 angle guide by KFMK. And you can enter for free. All you got to do, comment below. Do you think Spyderco is onto something with high impact ceramic blades? Number 2, after your comment, join the Sharpeners Discord. There's a link in the pinned comment or the description, or ping me, I'll help you. And that way you can connect with bright minds like AZN. And number 3, once you're in the Discord, you gotta shoot me your YouTube username. That way I can contact you if you win. We're doing the drawing at the last day of April. I know it's hard to mail your knife to a complete stranger for sharpening, but I put my heart into every single knife I work on, including the ones that like to fight. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey, this discovery of high impact ceramic. And I guess I'm just gonna pray that the next knife that arrives in the mailbox is made of steel. All right, see ya.